Hi everyone, in this segment we are going to be discussing pKa. pKa is another way to quantify acid strength. In the last video we talked about Ka, which was the acid dissociation constant, and we talked about how that value might be harder to comprehend and it's not as tangible, right? It might be very large values or very, very small values. What we can do to calculate pKa is take the negative log of the Ka. This will give us a integer or some smaller value that's a lot more uh, relatable, okay? And we use pKa values to help describe the strength of an acid. A large pKa value will correspond to, if you're looking at a comparison between two acids, the larger pKa corresponds to the weaker acid, the one with lower acid strength that does not dissociate as readily as the other acid. The acid that is more acidic in your comparison will have the smaller pKa value. Smaller pKa values correspond to greater acid strength. Okay? Now, coming up, you'll hear me talk a lot about stable and unstable. Professors tend to use the terms strong and weak, which are very valid conventional terms, but I like to think more about stability. Now, if an acid had a really small pKa value, and again, we're maybe making a comparison between two acids, the one with the smaller pKa is the less stable acid. It is the stronger acid. A less stable acid will more readily give off its proton, right? It acts as an acid more readily. An acid that is a more stable acid won't dissociate as readily. It kind of holds onto the proton a little bit more, and it would have, say, a larger pKa value compared to an acid that was stronger, one that was less stable. Okay, so when comparing two acids, it is the acid with the lower pKa value that is the stronger acid, and it would be the acid with the higher pKa value that is the weaker acid. The key to succeeding in acid-base is actually knowing pKa's, and I'm a huge, huge proponent of memorizing pKa's. It's unfortunate that we have to memorize, but in order to ultimately understand, you have to be able to memorize some pKa values, and I'll make some videos on how to use pKa values effectively and which ones to know. But this video segment is just to say pKa's are very important. You will need to use pKa's all the time in this course, and the more pKa values you know, the more acid-based questions you will get right, and the faster and more effective you will be in your problem solving. So again, if you're comparing two acids, the lower pKa acid is the stronger acid, and the one with the higher pKa is the weaker acid.